Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's NASP Community Questions. It's great to be back. So if you have not already joined the National Association of Sales Professionals, do so with the link above. If you have not taken the Seller Style Assessment, also do so in the link above and qualify for a limited time only complimentary feedback call on your Seller Style Assessment results. Link above. All right, so for today's question, Michelle and I were actually in Los Angeles last week at the B2B Marketing Expo, and we collected lots of questions as part of a raffle drawing. And we are going to pick a random question today and switch it up a little bit. So, you know, there will not have been any thought ahead of time that's gone into this. We'll just be directly applying the models that we utilize in the training programs at NASP. So I'm going to hand it off to Michelle Baker, our Director of Global Sales Development, to pull out our question.
Well, thank you, Rick, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing. These questions were submitted by people who attended and came to our booth. So I am going to dig deep. If you hear the ruffle, ooh, that makes it exciting, right? Okay, now pull one out. Let it be a good one. So consistent flow and pipeline of new clients and client opportunities. So their challenge, what they did was they were very, very vulnerable, and they put their number one challenge in acquiring more sales. So this challenge is, how did I consistently create a flow and pipeline of new clients and client opportunities? Oh, this is a great ponder. So I can recall having this conversations with several people. One of the first questions that I generally ask is, when someone is looking at creating a consistent pipeline of new clients and client opportunities, is how long have you been in business, and do you have current clients, right? Do you have clients who are satisfied? Tell me more about what you do and how much you enjoy what you're doing, because what happens is you will actually have some existing clients who could possibly be referrals. So instead of going to new, because new is cold and that cycle is longer, right? It's the longest cycle is taking someone who doesn't know you through the process of warming them up and getting them, as we say, the hot lead, or all hot and bothered about doing business with you, is to look at who you have currently worked with, where you can create some reciprocity, right? So people who enjoy working with you, to reach out to them and create a thank you system, and to just call and follow up. Many people never take the opportunity to ask someone after you've done business with them, do you know anyone who will benefit from my services? Do you know 1 to 2 people? And sometimes it's just as simple as saying, do you know one person who would benefit from my services? Because if you get too vague and say, do you know anyone? Sometimes that's too much of a broad answer. And if you give them a specific and just allow them to think of one person, almost everybody can come up with one person who knows that would benefit from your service. And thinking about any client that you truly enjoy working with, reaching out and following up and contacting them, definitely sending them a thank you in some form, like a card or however you want to do it, a note, and following up with them is a great way to create a pipeline. And then look at how you can make that part of your process. What is the process of an intake checklist, a closing call checklist when I'm finished with a client, to incorporate a midstream as they're going through the process, but incorporating that in the process. So this is not something that's going to happen overnight, because a pipeline, I want you to think about, if you build a pipeline for oil, you're not going to create a pipeline overnight, and this does take process. And the sooner you begin to create your pipeline, the sooner you will feel that flow. Rick, do you have anything you'd like to add to that?
No, nothing. Nothing at all.
Really?
I'm accidentally marketing Cisco here by accident. I thought this was an NASP shirt, but I have a million of these black Cisco shirts, because, you know, conferences and events and things, past life. So now that was a joke. The no, actually, it's so I love what you said. Because obviously we got an opportunity to talk with a lot of sales professionals and a lot of marketing professionals, and just hear about real-time challenges that people are facing, and looking for solutions for to kind of reach that next level. And So obviously, Michelle, you had a lot of these conversations, and I'm just gonna go through my notes on what you just said, because I think this is a very thorough process, basically, that you just laid out for people to kind of go through and make this happen. So how long have you been in business? Do you have current clients? So obviously this answer is a little bit more toward yes and yes, or a decent amount of time and yes. So, and I think most people, most sales professionals, we're working with relatively established companies, unless you're more of an entrepreneur. Referrals are huge, obviously. And I think throughout my sales career, I've just consistently been needed to be reminded about referrals. I think it can be easy to forget about, but the principle, the psychological principle of influence that Robert Cialdini talks about, kind of the father of modern influence. He wrote the book Influence. He talks about reciprocity, and reciprocity is really something culturally that has allowed humans, even in different tribes originally and cultures, to kind of work symbiotically and basically help. If one group helps another, they create reciprocity, and there's that unconscious feeling of, okay, I owe, and I'm going to help them back a little bit. And so fantastic thing to leverage, reciprocity and referrals. And the other thing you mentioned was the more specific the ask when we're talking about a referral. So if we're talking to someone who we have reciprocity with, the more we say, we're really right now looking for this type of a client in this type of a vertical with this type of a challenge. And what that does in the brain is activate the RAS, so that they can now think to a particular person rather than just thinking generally, I need to send, or I need to just kind of think of anybody and send them to you. So, and then obviously build that into the progress. So I love what you said, Michelle, and I just wanted to reiterate those steps. And fantastic answer. Any final words?
I'm going to say yes. I posted what you said, and I agree. I love, what was the name of the book? Because I'd love to put that in here, because some people are probably going, what was that book by who that you said?
So the book is called Influence, the word influence, and that's by Robert Cialdini. And Cialdini is spelled a little funny. It's Cialdini. And I believe actually one of the PhDs on our team is actually a relative of Robert Cialdini, which is just a fun fact of the day.
Chaldeni.
Cialdini.
Cialdini. There we go. So for anyone listening, creating that pipeline, it's reciprocity. When you create massive value for your clients, they have the desire to give back to you. They have the desire to share and tell other people about their amazing experience. So creating a process of taking those through, as we said, it helps you to create more influence in your business. And the more specific you are, they'll more likely know exactly where they can think of that person instead of giving a broad statement. So thank you for participating in this week's surprise question. That was a lot of fun, and we look forward to doing this more in the future.
Nice. I like the surprise questions. All right. Thank you for tuning in for this week's community question. We'll be coming back next week with most likely another surprise question. Keep everyone on their toes. So again, if you have not joined NASP, join now with the link above. And there actually is a coming change in membership structure. So I just recommend getting in now, because you're going to actually get some advantages when we do make that adjustment. And of course, take the seller style assessment and take advantage of what's currently available, being a complimentary feedback call. And that will definitely be available for at least the next few weeks. So thanks again for tuning in, and we look forward to talking with everyone next week, same time, same place. Have a great week. Happy selling.
Have a great week. Happy selling, everyone.